But for now, Mississippi State, Saturday afternoon, a home 15.5-point underdog to Texas A&M. So just initial thoughts, one, about the line, of course, and then the game itself.
The line, I mean, that's in the area where I would think it would be. You know, I mean, if you told me State loses 45-28 or something like that, and that's 17, that would cover. But if they tell me they lose 42-28, they would probably, that is a cover. All right, sorry, State would cover. The other one, A&M would cover. So it's going to be in that. I think it's going to be in that area. State can put some points on the board, but at the end of the day, I don't trust State's defense to hold anybody under 40. So I feel like I don't know what's the over under. Do you have it right there?
I do not.
Okay, if it's above 55, I'd feel really good about taking it.
So what's the key here then? We've talked about how well they played at Texas, at Georgia. They will have Texas A&M's full attention, and MVB will have Texas A&M's full attention. They are not going to surprise, quote unquote, surprise the Aggies offensively. Doesn't mean they won't have a successful day. I'm not saying that, but it does feel like this dynamic is a little bit different when you have A&M's full attention now.
Yeah, and it would have been better if State could have played them coming off of that Missouri game. That would have had a big letdown potential. But with them having the bye week to get everything out of their system and kind of get refocused, I think they'll come to Starkville. And with that focus. And A&M now, you know, we keep talking about everybody in the playoff hunt. A&M very much in that playoff hunt. They know they can't slip up much, maybe one loss, if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. So they'll come to Starkville very focused. I mean, the key is for State. Because I can't sit here and be straightforward with you and say there's a key defensively, right? I just can't. So offensively, they've got to find some production in the running game to match what they're getting from Van Buren in the passing game. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but if they can, they need to they can't do what they did last week where they averaged, I think, 2.5 a carry. They've got to be able to move the ball just a little bit better on the ground with Daniels and Booth and try to get something going in the running game and then let Van Buren do what he does in the passing game. If they can do that, they can stay in the game, and then maybe if they can, force an A&M mistake or A&M just give them a mistake, they could have a chance there.
I hear you, and I'm with you. So, who's going to play quarterback, by the way, for Texas A&M?
It'll be Connor Weigman.
Yeah. Why did people think that his return would be controversial or was controversial?
Well, Reed played well in his absence.
Yeah,
and you thought maybe they had a good thing going and they didn't want to make any changes, but they did, and it worked out very much to their benefit. Yeah, he played the best game of his career last week in a big game. They were playing a top 10 team at home, and they murdered them,
mauled them.
Yeah, so I mean he played really, really well.
This is such a fascinating game though for Mississippi State because each of the last 2 weeks, I mean, the conversation was not about how you're going to win the game.
Yeah,
right, and. It feels like an upset is coming, like the completion of the improvement will happen with a win at some point. Mm-hmm. Is this the weekend that they get it, or will it be?
Feels more likely that next weekend would be that weekend, and not that State won't be an underdog against Arkansas, but if you said State's going to win one of these games, A&M or Arkansas, which one do you think it is? I would tell you it's Arkansas.
That game has a chance to be extremely high scoring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's two bad defenses. Yeah, that should be an exciting football game, if nothing else. All right, it reminds me of State's game with Arkansas in 2016 where Arkansas didn't punt. State lost 58-42. I felt bad for Nick Fitzgerald. He should have been SEC Player of the Week. He was responsible for all 6 of State's touchdowns. But his team lost 58-42 because the other team didn't punt.
Yeah. Over under, by the way, 56.
Yeah, I would take that over and not feel bad about it at all. I mean, State is going to give up 40 points, and the chances of State scoring 20 or more are pretty high.